Do you know how to financially prepare for a divorce? To protect yourself and your children? Let me share with you several key financial considerations for before you file for divorce, during the course of divorce, and after you've received a final order and decree. Before you've filed for divorce, when you're considering divorce, be certain that you gather and make a copy of all documents, copy everything so that you have a copy, bank accounts, financial accounts, property, insurance policies, even utility bills. Make certain you've got account numbers and contact information for anything that's related to finances. One expert suggested that you make 3 lists. First of all, a list of all of your bank accounts with your account numbers, your contact information, and current balances. The second list being any physical property that you have: homes, land, boats, cars. When you're making lists of your cars, be certain that you make a note of the vehicle identification number for each of those cars. Any jewelry, any physical assets that you own together. And third, a list of your insurance, your retirement accounts, 401k, stocks and bonds, anything that is in that nature. I suggest that you open a separate checking account and a savings account. Sometimes you find that it's easier to do that before a divorce than after. But open a separate checking account and savings account and begin to tuck away some money for yourself, especially if you are the one that's first considering the divorce, but it's going to take some resources to help cover the cost of the divorce. And so you'll want to start saving some money there. Order joint credit reports from all 3 of the major credit reporting agencies. It's important to get those credit reports and to get a snapshot of precisely where you are on any accounts, any accounts that are open, any bills that are outstanding. Sometimes you may discover that your spouse may even have some accounts that you weren't aware of. That's not always the case, but sometimes it is. So order those 3 joint credit reports from each of the credit reporting agencies. Go over those carefully, tuck those away with the other records that you're saving. During the course of the divorce, it's important to understand that even though this is a remarkably tumultuous time going through a divorce, that it's as important to try to have a clear head and make certain that you're making wise business decisions in the dissolution of the marriage. This is the time to attempt mediation. It helps to have an independent mediator help you look at issues and situations and to resolve those, and make an attempt to negotiate and settle as much as possible between you and your spouse without the attorneys doing the negotiating. The more that you can come to an agreement with your spouse on how to settle things, the less it will cost you for your attorney's times, and the less it will cost you for arguing and fighting over different parts of your assets, etc. During the course of the divorce is also the time to be really careful that you're beginning to separate all of your finances. Following the final order and decree, there are a lot of loose ends that need to be tied up. I deal with these a little more in my book, Coming Apart Without Falling Apart, The Layman's Guide to Divorce. But essentially, some of these include qualified domestic relations orders, which need to be prepared by the attorneys. That is what actually sets up a distribution for the retirement accounts that may have been distributed in the order. Quitclaim deeds, if you own property and it's being signed over to one or another and taking one name off of the deed, the quitclaim deed needs to be taken care of. Income reduction orders is really a convenient means of making certain that child support is paid directly from an employer to the custodial parent, and really simplifies things. Once my ex and I had that in place, it just made things so much more simple. This is really the time to make certain that you've severed all of your financial ties with one another. being clear about this and making certain that all of those financial loose ends are taken care of will simplify things over the course following the divorce. I hope that you find these video segments useful, whether for you yourself or someone that you know that may be considering a divorce or actually is in the course of a divorce right now. I encourage you to visit my website, www.thelaymansguidetodivorce.com. I have a free bonus for you, 2 free chapters of my book, Coming Apart Without Falling Apart, The Layman's Guide to Divorce, and also on my website you'll find additional divorce information.